Morning world, it's about 8:30 in the morning on the 31st of July 2019, and this is my global forecast for August 2019. It's retrograde city, as in a number of planets are stopping going retrograde and a number of planets are starting going retrograde. So August is very much a time of all change, and there's a big surprise coming up at the end of the month for a number of people, and actually Virgos, you're in quite a good state at the moment, or you will be later on. So let's have a look at what's going on over the coming month and give a kind of snapshot of where we are collectively from an astrological perspective. Pluto in the sky is retrograde in Capricorn at 21 and 20 degrees, 2/3 of the way through Capricorn now. It's going to be there for another 5 or 6 years, 4 or 5 years yet. But there's a kind of ongoing regeneration and transformation through a kind of collective purging of governance and the way that the governance of people, whether it be through political or economic systems, is going on. There's an ongoing transformation here, and because we're in it at the moment, it's difficult to see it at the daily level, but looking over the last 8 to 10 years since Pluto's been in Capricorn, well, since 2008, so 11, 12 years, then yes, it's clear that Pluto is bringing a great deal of transformation and regeneration into the world. Pluto's not being hit at the moment. There's nothing actually aspecting Pluto. The Mercury retrograde that's stopping right now is opposite Pluto. So over the next 4 or 5 days, there may be some intense, borderline extreme words being spoken, which are very much yes, no, black, white, with no middle ground. But this will die out as we get into the second week of August. Neptune is retrograding in Pisces, hitting a lot of people, but with Neptune retrograde in Pisces, I think that in the short term, at least for this month, it's not going to be a problem. Next month, as Jupiter squares Neptune, then we're going to see a lot of issues coming up. But people who have been hit by Neptune over this year so far, who are going through periods of fatigue, confusion, weariness, uncertainty, or brain fog, you can expect this month to be a kind of little bit downgraded. You're not going to have to worry too much, but charge up your batteries, because next month, if things are going to get out of control or go over the top, it will be next month. Uranus about to stand still and start going retrograde at 6 degrees of Taurus. It's in that degree all month. Not really a problem. Venus is squaring Uranus as we speak, but that's not something that I feel too worried about. There's no sign of what I would call major new drama. A lot of old situations that have been bubbling under for months or years are still ongoing, and that's not going to change. But there doesn't seem to be any major new drama that's going to deflect global attention big time in this next month. Saturn is standing still, 14 degrees of Capricorn, 13, 14 degrees of Capricorn, 15 at the moment, but still going backwards. He'll stand still in 6 weeks' time. And this is affecting everybody born around the 6th, 7th of their respective months, particularly those people born in January, July, October, April. But this is what Saturn does. As you get older, you learn to realise that Saturn becomes your friend as you get older, and that if you do everything the hard way, then you only have to do it once, and you don't have to revisit it. And if you don't take shortcuts, you get it right. Saturn says, make it hard work, and then you've got something substantial to build your future on. Jupiter is just about to stand still. Jupiter will stop going retrograde around 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon UK time on Sunday the 11th of August. As Jupiter is standing still in the middle of 14 degrees of Sagittarius, and indeed Jupiter is at 14 degrees of Sag for this entire month, this is particularly affecting everybody born in the middle of Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini, Pisces. So all those people born around the 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th of June, March, December, September. At the moment, Jupiter's hitting you hard. It wouldn't surprise me if you're finding it easier to put on weight than you are to lose it. And that any situations that this year have been larger than life and over the top are probably at their peak of escalation right now. Don't buy into the hype and spin. Remember, Jupiter's a gas giant. You can't land on Jupiter. It gives out more heat and light than it takes in from the sun. So Jupiter promises more than it delivers. It is a beneficial influence, but be selective in how far you take things. As with everything Jupiterian, quality beats quantity. Once Jupiter starts moving forward over September and particularly October, we're going to see some very interesting developments worldwide. Mars starts the month in Leo. Mars is in the last 10 degrees of Leo. So over the next couple of weeks, it's particularly affecting people born from the 10th, 11th, 12th of August, November, May, and maybe from about the 8th of February onwards, in a way that might be a little bit feisty and provocative. But then Mars will move into Virgo on the 19th of August, and early Virgos, those born in August, are likely to get a real boost to their physical energies as we get into the last 10 days of August. Venus starts the month in Leo. To have both Venus and Mars in Leo. Leos, you're in a good space right now with both Venus and Mars in your sign. And this is going to continue like this for the next 2.5 weeks. Venus will stay in Leo until the 22nd, leaving it 2 days after Mars leaves it. And then we'll have both Venus and Mars in Virgo from about the 21st, 22nd onwards. So again, early Virgos, you're in a really good space at the end of this month. Mercury stops going retrograde at just about 5 a.m. tomorrow. To 5 a.m. UK time tomorrow, the 1st of August. This last 3 weeks with Mercury retrograde, squaring Uranus weekly, opposing Pluto weekly. It's been a messy Mercury retrograde. The thing that I'm finding people talk about most of all is a sense of feeling stilted, being able to start loads of things and finish nothing. It's a time where there's been a lot of internal confusion around personal direction and about an inability to get results from situations. And it's going to be a time from tomorrow onwards where I'll be saying to people, okay, now you can take action. Mercury will move forward and move into Leo around the 12th of August. And it is worthy of note that over the period of the 12th through to the 19th of August, there will be 4 planets in Leo: Sun, Mercury, Venus and Mars. And Leos, this is a really good time for you, so make hay while the sun shines. Mercury will zip through Leo in a space of a couple of weeks and move into Virgo at the end of August, around the 28th, 29th of August. 29th. The sun obviously is in Leo and will move into Virgo later this month. It's the moons that interest me. The moons during August. There is a new moon tomorrow at 8.5 degrees of Leo, square Uranus by about 2 degrees. Just as Uranus stands still, just as Mercury stands still, there's a new moon. In fact, the new moon occurs about 40 minutes before Mercury stops going retrograde. So I think that around 4 or 5 a.m. tomorrow is seemingly a very good time for fresh starts and new beginnings, just as Mercury stops going retrograde and a new moon happens. And with the square to Uranus, it's time to start embracing the idea of radical solutions to old problems. new ways of seeing things, breaking free of old, stilted, stubborn patterns of mental behaviour and opening up to new ideas. I find it fascinating that the full moon on the 15th of August at 22 degrees Aquarius occurs just about the same time as Mercury clears its retrograde shadow period. Just as the full new moon starts, Mercury stops going retrograde, and then over the next 2 weeks, Mercury will cover the ground that it's been retrograde in, clearing its shadow on the 15th, just as the full moon happens. And the Aquarius full moon on the 15th, well, it's not made. It's opposite Venus and obviously opposite the Sun, but I don't see that as a problem. It's actually quite a nice full moon for many people. What I find really interesting about this coming month is the grouping of 4 planets in Leo over the 12th to the 19th, and then at the very end of the month, we're going to have 5 planets in Virgo. Over the last 2 days of August, we're going to have the Sun and the Moon and Mercury and Venus and Mars all in Virgo. And indeed, at the very end of the month, on the 30th of August, around about just before midday UK time, there is the Virgo new moon at 6 degrees of Virgo. This is exactly trining Uranus and conjunct Mars and conjunct Venus and conjunct Mercury. So at the very end of August and the very start of September, there's this big 5 planet conjunction in the sky, and it's all trine Uranus. I have to view this as one of the most positive times of 2019. And it seems to me that at the end of August, start of September, there's a lot of windows of opportunity opening for a large number of people to actually kick-start the year and begin again in a way that's got initiative, innovation, originality, novelty, even a sense of adventure. So for all of you who are out there who have had really a difficult year this year, the end of this coming month, August, is a fresh start. It's a window. And if you take it, you will do well, thrive and prosper. And if you don't take it, you lose nothing. But you're going to see windows of a lot of you will see windows of opportunity in the last couple of days of this month and the first day or 2 of next month. Use it or lose it. Okay, that's my forecast for August 2019. Catch you later, world. Bye.